Well, Snoop will never come. He's an informant. He's a rat, a snitch.
I started your shit and I will end your shit if you keep talking on crap.
If it wasn't for Suge Knight, he would still be in somebody's cell making dinner.
He used to be a CEO, now he's just an inmate.
You know how Bloods do. I ain't fucking with Snoop.
Nobody's messing with Snoop. That's it.
And they just walked up on me like, fuck the Dogg Pound, you know what I mean?
There's gunshots, and Snoop just comes flying by him.
You know, you see the red shirts coming. You know, like, shit.
No cuts, no scars, no hits, no nothing. But I run right into the law.
We got officers drawing punks in our faces.
Do what the fuck you gonna do about it?
I got monsters. I don't got no orders.
All you suckers out there that's taking our little bras and shooting our little videos in our community and borrowing our little lowriders and all that, I'm here to tell you, we're here to take that shit back.
Before the chaos and the headlines, let's take it back to Death Row Records.
Coming up in the ghetto, period, builds character to me. You know what I'm saying? It definitely can build character if you use it in a positive way.
When we seen, you know, regular homies from the neighborhood that was just putting down real street raps, you know, it made us feel like we could do it.
Founded in 1991 by Dr. Dre and Suge Knight, it was the label that turned the West Coast hip-hop into a global force.
Dr. Dre was one of these guys that could take this raw street sound and turn it into the kind of magic that would hit to a wide audience of kids.
They had a message that clearly was heard and felt by young people.
All over the country, they had pockets of young brothers who sold dope and had to carry 9mm pistols, who had a lot of money that could relate.
Every kid wants something that's sort of forbidden. Certainly this kind of imagery was. In fact, they couldn't even hear it on their regular radio stations.
Dre gave it the sound. Suge gave it power. A man tied to the mob Pyru Bloods, feared by nearly everybody in the industry.
I think the most important thing in my situation that I wasn't coached. I think if a person is coached about the business, they're going to continue to make the same mistakes that other entrepreneurs been making all along.
The appeal of Death Row Records and everybody wanting to join Death Row Records at the time was the fact that Suge Knight was a black man with a lot of power, and he was a fearsome individual. That's the type of person you want on your team.
Suge Knight is an intimidating individual. When he enters a room, you notice him. You can't help it. I think that he would be considered a handsome man, huge man.
Suge's tremendous size intimidated people. When you got a 300-pound guy saying something, it means a lot more than if you have Mickey Rooney saying it. Suge was bright enough to use his size much like Don King uses his hair.
The hype got so big that everybody started fearing.
Suge became somewhat like a folk hero after a while. These stories just develop a life of their own. You got Suge doing everything from throwing people off of a 30-story building to, you know, putting rocks and burying them in cement.
The media, they put bad names on people and, you know, try to drag their name through the dirt or whatever. But now, as an individual, you got to do what you got to do to get paid.
He was a very brilliant businessman. Whatever his tactics might have been, whoever he had to step on to get there, his main objective was to just get there at any cost.
There's a genius, which is a part of him, and you know what they say about geniuses. You know, they aren't far from being insane.
Backed by Suge Knight's muscle, Death Row became the biggest rap label in the world that was built on gangster rap.
What's my name?
We're here at Tower Records in Marina Del Rey, where this is really the hottest album on the shelves right now.
Since the album was released at midnight last night, at this store they've already sold 130 CDs and about 100 cassettes. It could be the hottest album ever. Get it before it's gone.
Nobody had ever in the modern era had their very first album go #1. Triple platinum album is $30 million to the record label. It's more like $45 million on the retail level. Death Row became the core of Interscope, which became the core of Warner Brothers' music money-making machine.
After the Snoop album came out, it was all gravy. Because, man, Death Row was flying high then.
After the success of the Doggy Style album, Death Row didn't need to look elsewhere. They kept everything in-house. You had Dre behind the board, shaping every sound, Nate Dogg laying down smooth hooks. And even though Snoop wasn't officially part of the Dogg Pound, he was right there with Daz and Kurupt on every record. Every beat, every verse, every hook came straight out of Death Row. And then came the missing piece of the puzzle.
Check it out. I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't wanna fuck with.
I just want to send a shout out to Bad Boy Records.
Tupac signed to Death Row, and not long after, there became a West Coast versus East Coast war.
I'm to overthrow the government y'all got right now, which is Bad Boy and Nas and all that bullshit, and we will bring a new government here that will feed every person in New York. That's cool, man. All right, man.
Tupac was my friend, so I had no problem with playing my role. You know, nigga, you need to wear suits, nigga. Hugo Boss, nigga, jewelry. Do this, do that. Nigga, lay your hair down. But once he started bad-mouthing Dre, I'm feeling like that's coming from Suge.
Tupac and Dr. Dre was fine in the beginning. Everything was great. I mean, you didn't see any problems. From the time that I worked there in 95 up until early 96, Dr. Dre had been in the studio twice. Pac took offense to that.
He wasn't producing shit. Other niggas was producing the beats, like on my album. Other niggas was doing the beats, and Dre was getting the credit.
Das and all the other little producers, and they did the tracks. Dre wasn't doing the tracks.
Suge basically took on the role for Tupac that he had taken on for Dre, and I don't think it's a coincidence that at a certain point, you know, Tupac started becoming the mouthpiece for Suge and started dissing Dre.
He is a dope producer, but he ain't worked in years. I'm out here in the streets, you know what I mean, whooping niggas' ass, starting wars and shit, putting it down, dropping albums, doing my shit, and this nigga taking 3 years to do one song.
I've got all these people around me. How many of them do I really need?
He wasn't as inspired, and it was like, it was too many thugs and niggas up there that didn't have nothing to do with nothing.
It was mostly just the way the studio was, you know, and that's where I have to spend most of my time.
It was not a work atmosphere anymore. It became fun and games, and the success had kicked in, and we were stars, and motherfuckers just loved being around us.
With the growing atmosphere of violence, Dre decided to leave Death Row.
When Dr. Dre left Death Row Records, that was the biggest shock to me, because I was real confused at how you start a label and you leave the label. I always figured if you had a problem with somebody on your label, you make them leave the label and you go on with what you're doing. I guess that was the way of learning that it wasn't all his label.
Dre's departure wasn't a loss. I mean, if you have a multi-million-dollar company, maybe worth $1 billion or so, and you own it 100% and don't have a partner, and you didn't have to give him nothing but his walking papers, that's great. I went from having a partner to having 100% of a company. So he got what he wanted, I got what I wanted, and, you know, life goes on.
It is a lot to leave behind.
That's like walking away from Motown or something. Keep it, I'm gone.
Things wasn't going right. You know, I actually didn't even know the nigga left. And I popped up at the studio, people looking at me like, what the fuck is you doing here? It was crazy, you know.
You showed up looking for Dre?
Ain't nobody never slapped me or nothing like that. That ain't that. If you thinking that, that's not what happened.
Death Row brought the gangster into the music and the business.
What if they would have had control and that whole element of it wouldn't have been a part of it? Would it have still been as successful? Or did the controversy really make them successful? See, that's the hard thing to answer. Like, was it because it was Bloods and Death Row and Snoop Dogg and Tupac, and was it really all that? Because if it would have went right, Eminem would have came, 50 Cent would have came. I mean, think about that. Sometimes when I see Suge or Dr. Dre or those guys, I go, wow, man, I wonder if that ever crosses their mind, you know what I mean? Like, wow, it would have been $500 billion company, man. You know what I mean?
Death Row got deeper into the East Coast versus West Coast war. Tupac's beef with Biggie and P. Diddy put Death Row at war with Bad Boy Records. Snoop, however, wasn't eager to continue the cycle of hatred. In a Hot 97 interview just days after the 1996 MTV Awards, Snoop said he had love for Biggie and Puff.
And when did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like them niggas, I want to do some music with them. And I just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like, nigga, fuck them niggas. Them niggas tried to kill me. Niggas shot at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with them niggas? I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked them niggas' music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. There's video footage of all of us hanging out. Pac, Biggie, Puff, Suge, all of us together prior to Death Row. Just on some regular shit. So that to me, I never seen myself getting involved. Even when he played the video for me to Hit 'Em Up, even when he played Hit 'Em Up the song, I didn't like the song.
Did you feel like it was
I didn't
too
like
much?
it.
Tupac wasn't happy with Snoop's public show of peace. On the flight home from New York, Tupac and Suge Knight ignored Snoop, and Snoop could feel the tension building, leaving Snoop feeling vulnerable.
So now we flying back to LA the next day. So normally I got 2 security with me that fly on a private plane. What is Suge got his homies, Pac got his security. We get to the private plane, nigga Suge like, they can't go. Security like, all right, well come on with us, dog. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay down. I'm gonna ride with them. Like this either the moment you niggas gonna kill me, and we gonna get some clarity in this air. We got a 5.5 hour flight. I ain't got no security. You niggas ain't feeling me right now. I felt like they were fueling each other's fire. Like they was tit for tat. When I get on the plane, after they say my security can't roll, niggas don't say nothing to me. So I sit down, they still don't say nothing to me. Now we finna take off. I'm like, all right, I see what's finna happen. I've been around these niggas, I know how they get down. I grab me a knife and a fork, get my blanket, put my blanket over my eyes, to like they right up under here. 5.5 hours like this. Sit in the back of the plane, all the way in the back, I'm the last seat. So nigga, somebody gonna get killed. Nigga, if I'm gonna get killed, somebody dying with me. I'm just, my back against the wall. 5.5 hours, nobody say one word to me. Not one fucking word. As soon as we land, they roll the little stairs down. All them niggas go out first. My Rolls Royce right here, Pac Rolls Royce right here. Go down the stairs, Pac go down. I go down, I'm like, Pac, you going to Vegas to the fight, cuz? That nigga like,
The rap singer Tupac Shakur was killed in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. No one has been arrested in the killing. Shakur was 25 years old.
It's just a shame that another brother gets lost as a victim of his music.
Tupac's murder sent shockwaves through hip-hop. It also marked a turning point for Snoop. With Dre gone and Tupac now dead, Death Row's 2 guiding stars were out of the picture.
You knew that company was gonna come crashing down, feds first.
People let the fame go to their heads and the egos took over, and the next thing you know, it wasn't nowhere to go but down.
Suge Knight then was sent to court on a parole violation for his involvement in the casino brawl the night of Tupac's shooting, leaving the label's future uncertain. Snoop Dogg, still Death Row's flagship artist, felt the empire crumbling around him.
From a 1992 attack on 2 aspiring rappers in a Hollywood recording studio, this is a man who has 8 different convictions.
And Your Honor, I ask you, how many bites at the probation apple does this defendant get?
I think it is very clear that Mr. Knight delivers a kick with his right foot. I think he had been involved in an assault, and the way he left the scene causes me to believe that he knew exactly what it was he was doing, what he had been involved in. Your prior record indicates one of violence. You are a danger to the community. Your prior performance on probation was not satisfactory. You committed other crimes while you were on probation. You're not a suitable candidate for probation, in other words, and so therefore probation is denied.
After that, Snoop's faith in Death Row was fading, and he began to look for a way out of Death Row.
My train of thought was, man, I ain't playing with them no more. I've been dealing with this my whole life. I'm gonna find a new leaf to turn.
With Suge's imprisonment, Death Row turned into chaos. Snoop was still legally tied to Death Row, but he couldn't trust anyone as the label was full of gang tension. The Bloods, Suge's mob Pyru, and the Crips. And at that moment, Snoop was actually broke, had no money because Suge controlled everything. Master P got in touch with Snoop and offered him some money for a paid feature.
Mystical had a song called Gangsta Shit on his album, and he wanted me on it.
And I was like, man, look, what you need?
And I told him I wanted $3,500, because I was broke and I was just like, could he get some money? P gave me a check for $35,000. All right, he put another 0 on that motherfucker. It's my kind of nigga. And then he would ask me what I was doing next, and I was about to do an album called Death Row. He was like, hold on, bro, you don't need to do that. Give me a few days, let me figure it out.
No Limit Records were eager to sign Snoop Dogg.
He was signed with Still with You. Everybody at that time was deadly afraid of Suge.
I've never been afraid of no man, you know. So P
goes to Mule Creek Prison.
I met with Suge Knight. What you want for Snoop? Told me what it was, and that was it.
The deal went through and Snoop officially joined No Limit Records in the early 1998. The only two artists still signed to Death Row were Daz and Kurupt, aka the Dogg Pound. But when Suge also stopped paying them, Daz, who was actually Snoop Dogg's real cousin, sued Suge and left Death Row and started working with Snoop Dogg again. Kurupt then followed Daz. It felt like a fresh start for the Dogg Pound and it felt like family was back together again.
It's a vibe, it's a vibe. Once you got that vibe, never leave that vibe.
It was just like collaborating together on everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you guys want to go eat? Yeah, all right. You want to eat Kurupt? All right.
They compliment each other.
Kurupt, yeah, that me got scooped by Snoop in a black Cherokee. Daz in the back, Warren G in the front.
Suge made sure the world still remembered his name. On October the 31st, 2000, while still behind bars, he dropped Dead Man Walking, an unauthorized Snoop Dogg album made from old Death Row recordings. Suge determined to get his empire back and also wanted revenge on anyone who'd walked away from Death Row.
He's an informant. He's a rat, a snitch.
In 2001, Suge gets released from jail looking like he's ready for war and heads back to his empty Death Row office ready to take back everything he's lost. Word got around fast that he was coming to sign Kurupt back to Death Row to become the first artist back under Suge's wing.
What's up, man? We live here, man. Exclusive interviews. Motherfucking exclusive. Nigga, they put that on the internet, nigga, and they took it off.
It was clear Death Row was back in business and Suge wanted revenge.
Kurupt, the newest member of Death Row. He returns back home to daddy. So what you got to say about it? Is it true?
We won $3 million, me and Daz, from the gate.
From who?
No, anybody that's kicking it. Don't play with us. They gotta give us 3 tickets, though.
Man, I'm not fucking with Death Row.
Man, this ain't about Death Row. This ain't about
It's about that.
But us,
nigga,
3 tickets.
Get on your computer right now, nigga, and go check out what they saying right now, nigga. Your fan base is going zoom. Nigga, it's going down on the internet.
Fuck about they fan base. Nigga, give me $3 million. Fuck they fan base.
$3 million ain't shit.
In 2002, Kurupt, one of Snoop's closest brothers from the Dogg Pound, re-signed with Death Row, taking a new executive role.
They decided to do it. The fuck you gonna do about it, punk?
For Snoop, that felt like betrayal. The same label that once trapped him was now trying to rebuild with one of his own.
First, it was like a rumor. Everyone's like, Kurupt is going to go back to Death Row. And then, like, about a month later, I seen him on TV.
You only got so long as an artist also. You got to do the next move.
How did you end up being back on the road?
Just talking with the big homie, you know what I mean? He basically was telling me the realest things for my life, which made me want to put my career in his hand.
He had that look on his face like, man, I don't want to be here right now, but I got to be here right now. When you're down and your record company's non-existent anymore and the only thing you know how to do, you can't even do anymore, and you got that guy in your ear, man.
You know what I'm saying? It was just Suge Knight, you know, doing the little devious things he do, you know?
You can't blame Suge Knight for being the guy that wants to stick his hand out and say, hey, man, I'll help you out.
What's Snoop doing for you? What's this Daz doing for you? You know, he's in his ear when he was down.
I think that if they would have found a way to get Kurupt what he needed to do what he's got to do, it wouldn't have been that. I even told him, if Snoop Dogg and them can't make it happen for you, I go get that money.
Suge just used him, and it didn't matter how much money he was going to pay him. To me, I don't know Suge, and I don't know his relationship with Kurupt, but, man, you can see that shit, that he just used him to just say, fuck you, Dogg Pound, fuck Snoop, fuck Daz. Look who I got over here. And all I had to do was give him some money.
You know what I mean? I think Suge sometimes, you know, people will, you got to see both sides of it. You know what I mean? He also showed those guys how to get their money and do what they do and put them on the map. You know what I mean? You can never take that away from that guy.
That shit hurt a lot. That, you know, that hurt feelings, man.
Snoop spoke out, saying he was done bowing to Suge's fake power. He wasn't scared anymore, and when he dropped Pimp Slapped in 2002, calling Suge out by name, it was personal. It was the end of his fear and the start of an open war. It wasn't until
Snoop came out with the Pimp Slap that it was like, then it was addressed.
Snoop comes hard on Pimp Slapped. He even disses Suge's wife and claims that Suge messed up the industry.
This a bitch like his wife. Suge Knight's a bitch and that's on my life. Cause you fucked up the industry.
He even calls out Death Row and comes for Kurupt.
Your rappers and artists tell them, shut it up, cause I every last one of them up, especially Kurupt.
At the end of Pimp Slap, Snoop played a real voicemail from Big Jim Bob.
Hey, this Big Jim Bob from Capital of the Poor, homie.
One of Suge's own people who was allegedly tied to the Mob Pyru members, exposing Suge's lies.
That nigga ain't never been from the streets, man. I met that nigga in 90, man. That nigga popped up. I don't know where that nigga came from.
The message caused chaos, and soon after, Big Jim Bob sued Snoop for using it. Not long after that, Daz and Snoop released the bootleg Street DVD with the humiliation of a Suge Knight lookalike, but it's too graphic to put on YouTube. Go check it out on the Patreon or sign up for a membership on the HipHop Files YouTube channel. With Suge out of jail, the street war between Suge and Snoop was at full swing.
Looking at the moon, Taif and Scar, you know how Bloods do. Yeah, I'm from the West Coast, but I ain't fucking with Snoop.
Street rumours swirled that a full-on gang war between factions loyal to Suge and Snoop could erupt. It was open season on Suge Knight and Snoop was firing with both barrels. Suge and Snoop exploded on interviews with disses flying back and forth.
Crooked Eye be the first out the cage. I got monsters, I don't got no artists.
And please believe he got a big homie that will move on anybody for it. Dig?
So they in the cage. So when I unlock that cage, Crooked Eye coming out smashing motherfuckers.
Aiming it at your mama and kids, cause I'm a monster. Snoop Dogg, eat a God stomp you.
And whatever you do, I'm gonna do. However you wanna play, I'm gonna play. You wanna do that, I wanna do it more. It all boils down to the fact that you're jealous how my paper stack. Jealous ass, nigga.
You got Eastwood.
Wasn't gangsta enough for the road. Spitting envy on your record, Snoop Dogg, you are. How could you ever be elite?
All my people is monsters.
I just wanna say Suge Knight's a bitch, and everybody down with him can eat him up. Straight up.
Kurupt did something that most people won't do. He said, you know what? I'm admit my wrong. It's not like home. So all you other niggas who didn't went the other way, y'all can eat the dick. It's really not about old niggas no more.
Brazil. In Brazil. Yeah, in Brazil.
Yeah, Brazilian bitches.
They didn't have their turn. They should get the fuck out the game. But they will.
With Suge out of jail, it seemed like he was coming for Snoop's neck. Even when Suge was in jail, he was sending Bloods to Snoop Dogg concerts.
Grand finale, where they brought all the No Limit soldiers up on stage.
So the soldiers then went on stage. Now I'm back here talking to these Death Row niggas by myself. Nigga tried to take off on me. Whoa, he missed. I get out of there.
I'm up on the side stage, and Snoop just comes flying by him.
Master P and them get the word while they on stage.
I could see somebody, and they're telling everybody to calm.
They literally ran off the stage in the middle of the performance.
And boom, boom, and everybody was like running out the gate, so we run after.
DJ's got the record spinning. There's gunshots on the song, but audience doesn't know that. So now a riot is happening.
You see the red shirts coming. Like, shit. All you see that camouflage too.
I get a whiz, no cuts, no scars, no hits, no nothing, but I run right into the law. With weed in my pocket and everything, because I'm trying to save my life. They handcuffed me. He put me in the back of the police car.
As soon as we come out the door, we got officers drawing pumps in our faces and helicopter, blugga, get on the ground.
They didn't know where Snoop was. They're screaming, where the fuck is Snoop? Snoop, all right. The 20 cops aiming shotguns at him. They're screaming back, you all need to get on your knees. Everybody on your knees. And they're like, we ain't getting on our fucking knees. It's a standoff.
I know Lemon soldiers was ready. I was in the back of the police car like this. I seen about 9 niggas walk out like this. Master P and them was going crazy. What's happening? What's up? What? Because they just heard that the niggas just jumped Snoop. They didn't jump me. They didn't get none. Been doing this shit for years, nigga. They take me and my cousin Daz to jail, and when we get in there, Ray J's in there. So we spend 4 hours in jail with Ray J. I ain't making this shit up, man. I'm not making this shit up.
No matter where Snoop or the Dogg Pound was, Suge was right there. Backstage, live at shows. Even old beef was following the Dogg Pound. Back when the Dogg Pound was signed to Death Row in 1998, Suge Knight went as far as threatening Eazy-E's manager Jerry Ella to make a statement. That sparked a serious feud. Later on, when Eazy-E crossed paths with the Dogg Pound, That old beef didn't just stay in the past, it caught up with them all, adding even more fuel to the fire that was tied to Suge Knight.
Easy boys, they was just, I mean, me and Ricky Harris was riding around, you know, in a little go-kart thing, getting ready to shoot a scene. And they just walked up on me like, fuck the Dogg Pound, you know what I mean? And my response is like, I mean, it's about 100 people around there, and one of them went behind me. So I'm like, well, either I swing now, else I just get swung on, so. But Easy E, rest in peace. I don't know how much he had to do with influencing them to talk about us. But they was down with him and we was down with Dre, so they was trying to do their diss thing. And we not trying to be no hoodlums, we out there trying to make money, because I know that day I felt real bad about what it looked real silly.
Man, I love this game.
After years of tension, threats and bad blood, fate brought Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight face to face in Las Vegas back in 2013.
Seen him in Vegas. I was, moving around, doing my thing.
What was the temperature at that point between the relationship?
Hot, nigga.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Hot. Like, I had niggas that wanted to write, they seen him before I did.
Right.
I had to tell them,
Time out.
let me holler.
Right.
So this is what I do. I say, when I finish with this little woo-wop I'm with, I'm gonna have my folks come down here and tell you what room I'm in. And then when you come up to my room, ain't gonna be nobody in there. Just me and you. About 45 minutes, I send my nigga down, go get cuz and tell him to come up. I said, matter of fact, don't even come up with him. I want him to feel comfortable. Just tell him where, matter of fact, give him the room key. Come on in. Nobody in there, just me and my nigga Superfly. And so we chopping it up, and the whole conversation is, nigga, I loved you, nigga. I could have saved you. I had nothing but love for you. And his conversation was, nigga, I love you. I ain't got nothing but love for you. Why did you try to get me bop when you loved me? You know what? I forgive you. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. There's niggas outside that want your head right now. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. You gonna go and walk up out here and we gonna be cool from this day forward. And we been straight.
For the first time since Death Row days, Snoop and Suge walked away with mutual respect, leaving the past where it belonged.